Welcome to the presentation of our paper Move&Find, the value of kinesthetic experience in a casual data representation. Let's start with a short scenario. Imagine you had to produce the energy for all of your Google queries by pedaling on a bicycle. One such query requires only 0.0003 kilowatt hours. Given that Google's servers handle more than 63,000 searches per second, the total energy consumption across all services is comparable to a large city like San Francisco. This is a lot of energy and a lot of pedaling. However, if Google's services are free to the user, who then is paying for the energy? Of course, we are paying with our data. Although we might know about this, most users might not be aware of this payment when interacting with Google on a daily basis. In our study, we introduced Move&Find, an installation that lets users experience the energy required by Google searches. Users need to pedal the equivalent amount of energy on a bicycle to receive their search results. But how can we create and evaluate a casual data representation like this? Traditionally, evaluations of information representations, mostly visualizations, have been focusing on utilitarian values like effectiveness and efficiency, but these might not be the most important factors in casual data representation. Recently, Wang et al. Provided an approach on how to evaluate multisensory data representations from a casual context. They suggested that data physicalizations also contribute emotional value and creativity. They offer an equation in which the value V of a data representation is a function of its creativity, C, plus its ability to engage, E, users on the affective, physical, intellectual, and social levels. In our study, we added the outcome variables understanding and changes in attitudes and behavior. In Operationalising, the framework of Wang et al., we ask, what is the added value of the kinesthetic experience when using Move&Find? Compared to the mere visualization of data, Move&Find should result in more creativity, more engagement, better understanding, as well as higher impact on attitudes and behavior. The study took place in a lab room in the university that was equipped with either the Move&Find installation or the visualization. Participants were instructed to answer 3 questions about indoor plants using the installation, so any learning about the energy use of Google searches was entirely casual. In both conditions, participants were provided with a tablet equipped with a fake Google search bar. Upon entering a search result, a progress bar with a bicycle rider appeared. In the Move&Find condition, the tablet was connected to a bicycle and participants had to pedal as long as it would take to produce the required energy. On the tablet, the cyclist would move along the progress bar accordingly. In the visualization condition, participants had to wait the same amount of time while the cyclist moved along the bar. Finally, the Google search results were displayed. Upon completion of their task, participants filled out several questionnaires. To assess social engagement, we simulated a social situation. Shortly after completion, a Confederate entered the room under the pretense of getting a coffee and asked about the installation. Finally, we conducted a short interview to determine how much the participants had understood about the meaning behind the installation. In a mixed method approach, we combined self-reports using standard questionnaires and self-developed items for all variables except understanding, observational data to measure social engagement and behavior, and interviews to assess understanding. Confirming our expectations, the creativity of Move&Find was rated higher than the mere visualization. Further, we found higher physical and social engagement when participants interacted with Move&Find. Remarkably, from a long-term perspective, Move&Find resulted in an increased social engagement with participants talking more intensely to others about the installation. Finally, we found some significant indicators for deeper understanding in the Move&Find condition compared to the mere visualization, but no difference in affective and intellectual engagement as well as behavior. Our study was the first attempt at operationalizing the components of the framework for casual data representations. In this, we tried to combine the quantitative assessment of the framework's components with easy-to-apply methods. Overall, we were able to show Move&Find's kinesthetic value in physical and social engagement and understanding. More work on operationalization of Wang et al.'s framework is needed, and future studies might transfer it to other forms of data representations. Thank you for listening.